side of North America. Thank you for coming to NamesCon. This is the keynote hall, and this ProTrack session is using data and machine learning to grow your domain empire. I'm Bill Sweetman, president of Name Ninja, and it's my honor to be the MC for this session. And before I introduce our speaker, please make sure your smartphone, tablets, and autonomous vehicles are in silent or vibrate mode. Thank you very much. Now, our next speaker is Alex Melen, the co-founder at Smart Sites. Thank you for being here. Alex, come on up. And for more details about Alex, please refer to the plant-powered NamesCon app for all the biographical details you could possibly want. Welcome back, Alex. It's great to see you again.
Great to be here. Here's good. A little bit of stretch. All right. Hey guys, are we on time? We're good to start? I'm going to grab my
That is not big.
Good? Cool. Welcome everyone. It's really great to be here again. It's first time in Austin, but I think this is my third time at NamesCon Global. I've been, in recent years I've been doing more and more speaking conferences, and this is probably one of my favorite conferences, and the reason for it is that all of you guys here are really like here to learn, to be here. All of you guys are entrepreneurs in your own rights, right? Everyone here is like a self-starter and went out of their way to come to this conference. I've been asked to speak at more and more conferences in the last year or two, and a couple of them I show up at, it's one of those like work conferences, right? Like people, like their company sends them there, and they get a couple of days off, and they go, they just sit there and don't listen at all. Everyone here is really an entrepreneur and has come here to really learn, and it's really a cool place to be. So I'm honored to be here, and thank you guys for having me here, and thank you guys for being here. Cool. So as opposed to previous sessions I've done here and elsewhere, I'm going to try to do a little bit of a different format this year. Being 2020, right? New year, new decade. I was thinking about a couple months ago what I really wanted for you guys to learn from these sessions. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that in the 25, 30 minutes that I have your attention for, if I'm lucky, right? It's very tough to actually teach you guys something, because all of you guys are really at the top of your game and really are at the top of your industry. So the new format I'm going to try today is, instead of trying to teach you guys something, I want you guys to really think about the last couple of years, decades, the technological revolutions that have come before us. And the big takeaway that I want you guys to have is to really think about where we're heading going forward, right? We're in 2020, new year, not only new year, new decade. And I think we're really at the forefront of the next technological revolution. And my takeaway for you guys today, once we go through everything, is I want you guys to really think about the next couple of days being here, what's coming next, and how you could really take advantage of it and be successful in next years and next decade. So we're gonna kick this off. I have a couple of really interesting videos for you guys. So hopefully everyone's still awake after lunch. So first, we're going to talk about the previous tech revolutions. So you guys might have seen these pictures on social media. So this is the starting places of Apple, Google, and Amazon. And the reason I have these up here is I want you guys to think about, as we go through the next couple of slides, of why this is important to you, right? This is important to you because the previous companies that have been at the forefront of the technological revolutions are the ones that became really, really successful and obviously very profitable. And all these companies up here, Apple, Google, Amazon, really succeeded by being really, really early on in the tech revolution and really feeling what's coming next and taking advantage of it. And of course, I put myself up here as well. That's me in 1991. I was very fortunate to be involved in the tech space very, very early on. That's me in 91 on my first computer. I actually have a prop with me here today. Make sure you guys are paying attention. Hold on. Get this thing out. I've recently discovered the CPU that was in the computer in that picture. Does anyone want to take a guess of the CPU that was in there? 486 DX2. So that's a big boy. So that's the one with a turbo button. So for those that were around back then, that's the one that clocked in the beginning at 33 megahertz. But if you press the turbo button, you're at 66. We gotta donate this to a museum after this. The reason I show you the slide and the reason I brought that CPU here this morning through security, we actually took it out of my carry-on, is you really need to be at the forefront of the next tech revolution, and the only way you get to be there is really to be cognizant of what came before and really cognizant of what's coming next. And that's why I'm here with you guys today. So today, during these slides, I'm going to talk about literally the last couple of decades by the amount of people that actually responded to my CPU. It seems like most of you guys were actually doing things through these decades, so this will be very, very familiar to you. The way I define the tech revolution that really got us to where we are today is I define them in actually 3 stages. So the first one I would define as a PC revolution. So for those that were around back then, and again, it seemed like there was a lot of you guys, I would define the PC revolution as 1980 to 1995. So that was the first time the personal computer really made it into the home and in the later part of that date range. That was a really, really huge breakthrough, right? When you got to the early 90s, as you saw with me in that picture, you had a personal computer in your home that gave you literally an encyclopedia, a library full of information. And the companies that saw it coming and were there at the forefront really, really profited from it. And that was the first stage of where we began to get you where you guys are today. Obviously, in the domain investing world, that was the first step to domain investing, right? Before that, domains didn't even exist. So we're going to do this. I found really, really cool videos both to keep you guys awake and to reminisce a little bit. So for each technological revolution, we're going to go through a video. For this one, it's going to be closing out this the PC revolution with this video. Anyone can do a little louder? A little louder? No? Do a little bit. I've got a couple. Does anyone know where this video is of? Microsoft did what? Microsoft is good. You got it. Windows 1995. This was the celebration of Windows 1995 release. That was a slightly younger Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer jamming out on stage. That was the release of Windows 1995, which I would say closed out this first technological revolution with the fact that Windows 95 was the first operating system that was not just meant to sit in your house in its own world, but actually was outwards facing and really pushed Internet Explorer and connecting to the internet and really brought about the next tech revolution. So next one we're going to actually start with the video and then we'll have a little chat about it. This is going to be good too. If you could do a little louder, that was a little more.
With the A and then the ring around it?
At?
See, that's what I said. Kay said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I've never heard it.
Around.
I've never heard it
Okay.
said. I'd always seen the mark, but never heard it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
Just what is this main artery of the information superhighway?
Every business, no matter how large,
no matter how small, will be on the internet in the year 2000. It's the primary way that people will look up information. It will replace the yellow pages as we know it today.
Are a lot of people just getting on to the internet because they feel that they have to get onto the playing field, so to speak?
But it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
There it is, violence at NBC, GE.com. I mean,
Well, Allison should know.
what
When you
is
say
the
that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that
Massive computer
right,
network.
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate with, I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
Yeah, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
So our next technological revolution is the internet revolution, and where a lot of you guys came in, right? And that's I didn't make that up, right? That's actual footage. That was on the news. If you guys were literally back then in 1994, 1995, and forward-looking, really understood the power of the internet, imagine the kind of success you could have had at that point. And the companies that did really did very well. It was crazy how it took so long for the media and everything to catch up. That's, again, this is actual footage. And this is not like 1988, that was 1995. They were like, what is the internet? Like, you send us an email somewhere? Whoever was emailing that email address that they had on the screen, I don't know where that was going. So the takeaway, and this is, I think, one of the bigger technological revolutions, and this was a decade, 1995 to 2005. I actually started my first company in 1997. I started one of the first web hosting companies, and it wound up with over 1 million clients towards the end of this. But this was a huge thing, and from talking to a lot of you guys, a lot of people got involved during this decade. The earlier you got involved in this decade, the more money you made, right? Guys ready for the next one? Any guesses of what the next technological revolution is? We have PC, we have internet, what's next? Domain names. Mobile. Mobile is correct. The mobile revolution. Who can guess when that premiered? Guesses, year. I want a year. I won't even hold you to a month. Year that premiered. That was the first commercial for the first iPhone.
2012.
2007. That's 2007. That's before what I would define as the mobile revolution. The reason is it took a long time. It took a long time. So that commercial premiered during the Super Bowl 2007. It took a long time. At the time, I worked at Publicis, which is one of the biggest digital agencies in the world, and I'll tell you, every year was the year of mobile. Every year, everyone's like, this is the year of mobile, and then it happened, and it kind of like sneaked by without anyone noticing, right? I'm sure you guys have heard the same thing with your interactions with digital and news. It's gonna be the year of mobile, it's gonna be the year of mobile, iPhones out, smartphones out. And everyone's very skeptical, like, I don't know, I don't think this is a year of mobile. And somehow mobile literally dominates our lives these days. I'll walk you through an example to kind of reflect on the last couple of technological revolutions. Let's talk about a simple problem that a homeowner would have, right? You come home and your pipes in your basement burst and your basement is flooding, right? Before or in the PC technological revolution, what would be the solution? You would probably call up a friend or family. Actually, 80% of all service contractors were found to a friend and family in that decade. You call up a friend or family member, and you would say, I need a plumber. Do you know anyone? You would shut off your water. You would call the plumber the next day, and you'd schedule an appointment for the week after. Right? Sounds pretty typical for people who had plumbing issues in the 80s and early 90s. Going to the next decade, we're in the internet type of revolution, right? You have a plumbing issue, you shut off the water, you go upstairs, you turn on your computer, you dial up to AOL, CompuServe, right? You dial in, you maybe pull up YouTube if you're familiar with YouTube at that time, maybe look at some things, do some research on some plumbers, call someone up and schedule someone for maybe the next day, if you're lucky. As we're now in the mobile revolution that kind of like sneaked up upon us, you come home from work, your pipes are leaking downstairs, you pull out your cell phone, which is always on you, right? It's not like your cell phone's like upstairs sitting somewhere or like in your car. Cell phone's on you, pull up your cell phone, maybe do some quick research, call up a plumber, and you expect that plumber to come today. Literally, you call them up, you say, I have an emergency, come today. So if you think about literally what happened in the 25-year span, so many things have changed from both consumer behavior and consumer expectations. The consumer now expects an instant response. They expect a frictionless experience. They expect to be able to find someone instantly and get someone instantly, right? Everything has changed. Expectations have changed. The experience has changed. Literally, the whole process has changed, and we're talking about 20 years. And the reason I think that's important is to really be cognizant of the changes that happened before. And I'll tell you guys right now, the changes that are coming in the next couple of years will be a lot faster. If you guys think that's a big change in 20 years, we're going to see those kind of changes in yearly periods. The changes that are coming forward are going to be a lot faster, a lot more data-driven, a lot more AI-driven. And for people that are really understand it, they're going to be able to take advantage of it. We'll tie right into it. Fourth digital revolution. So I truly believe, and as I've been doing more public speaking, literally the topic that companies have been asking me to talk about is data and AI and machine learning. It's a forefront of everything that people want to learn about. And the interesting part is the companies ask me to speak about this stuff. They really think it's a 2025 thing. They try to be like very forward-looking. Like we want you to talk about it to get us ready into the next decade. But the thing is, it's this decade. It's not going to be the next decade. It's going to be literally in the next couple of years. As previous revolutions, I have a video for you guys that will sum this up really quick. So this video is actually from 2 years ago, but I think it will give you a good idea of where we're going, not in the next 10 years, but literally in the next year or two. Let's click.
Alexa, play classical music.
Here's a station for classical music.
Well, my name is Jerry Nace. I'm 70 years old. And I live in an active adult community for people 55 and over here in San Jose, California. I actually have 5 desktops, 4 laptops, 2 Kindles, and an iPad. I had Amazon Alexa. I've had her for a couple of years now. And as someone that didn't even see my first television until I was 7 years old, I can tell you that the evolution of technology is inevitable. It benefits mankind. You can see the stars in the Milky Way. I can actually spend all day under here.
Artificial intelligence is all around us, and we use it in different ways every day. You wake up, you go for a run, and your watch tracks where you're going, measures your heart rate variability using forms of AI. Probably AI was used by a farmer to grow the crops, the strawberries and the blueberries that I had for breakfast. Maybe you're in a car that has AI that helps sense the other vehicles on the road around you. You sit down at your computer, you start to use your email. It's all filtered by AI. Maybe you take a photograph, and the tools that help you sort your photographs, those are AI too. Artificial intelligence is everywhere, and it's becoming ever more present in our lives.
What is the temperature in San Jose, California?
AI and machine learning is the biggest revolution today. It is on the order of the agricultural industrial revolution in the past.
I think technology is going to have a really hard time helping people like me.
There's a lot of hype, but there's a lot happening as well.
One of the great things about machine learning is how it's been democratized.
It's sort of huge jump that's happened. And all of a sudden you're getting confronted with the fact that I might not be driving a car in the next 10 years.
Because it's software, the rate of change is so much faster. This technology will be created. We have no escape from it now.
People may think AI is going to take over the world. They're definitely nervous. Some of those dystopian things that we might think, oh, that could never happen, might actually happen.
To me, it's not what's going to happen to us, but what's possible to happen with us. And where can we go? I mean, it's sort of unlimited.
This video was made a year and a half ago. I truly believe the next technological revolution will take us all by surprise more than mobile. I was in the shoes of mobile first for so long, until literally I have a mobile device on me at all times, 24/7. It sneaks up on you. And if there's one thing that I want you guys to take away from this session is that this is coming, this is going to be huge, and it's going to be a lot quicker than any previous technological revolution. Before I lose all of you guys, aside from the cool videos and reminiscing on the past, I wanted to show you guys what my company does with all this data these days. So for us, for Smart Sites, a company I founded with my brother 2011, 9 years ago. Literally these days, data is our competitive advantage. We're able to use data, and this is all new. We've been doing a lot of cool things for a long time, but the way we use data in the last couple of years is really mind-blowing, and the capabilities just didn't exist even 12 months ago. I'll walk you through it really quick, and I'll give you guys a couple cool examples to follow along with. This is one of our clients, Google Analytics. So there's a product called Google Data Studio, which used to be enterprise grade. It used to be millions of dollars. Google made it free, as they've done with a lot of products. This is data you could see for your properties in Google Analytics. This is nothing different, it just imports. So what we're able to see is we're able to see revenue per user on very, very detailed basis. Male, female, obviously, by state, by age. We're able to see it by day, by hour of the day, by device. So this has existed for a very, very long time. I'll tell you what's different in the last 12 months. In the last 12 months, we're actually able to use this data and feed it back through API back into Google Ads. So for those who are familiar, and again, so the agency I founded, Smart Sites, we do website development, we do marketing. So literally, we do marketing on behalf of our clients with all this data. And this has really, along with other things we do, has helped grow our company. We started the company in 2011 with 10 people. We finished last year with 120 full-time employees. We're going to have 220 by the end of this year, by 2020, with 6 offices worldwide. So this is really powerful stuff, and the reason that we're growing and doing well is because this is really, really applicable and really, really gets you results. This is Google Analytics. Anyone who has a website, you have Google Analytics on it. All this data you're capturing right now. So we're able to feed this back into Google in real time. So before, for those who are familiar with Google AdWords, you could go in and you could bid higher time of day, right? You could say that on the weekends, I don't want any ads, I'll take off the weekend, right? That's something that existed before. What's new is we're actually able to combine all this and feed this back in real time. So for example, we know that a male searching a specific keyword on a specific day, a specific hour of the day, has a higher propensity to convert, and we define the conversion action, whether it's visiting a car dealership, visiting a store. Feeds right back in. We know that specific person has a higher propensity to convert, and we actually could bid higher on that specific person in between the time they put something into Google search and press enter. They press enter, the ad serve, and we are actually bidding higher on that based on all this data. We literally know that based on their current device, time of day, all of this added in together, that this person is much more valuable to our client than someone else. Let's bid higher and come up higher. This is data, this is machine learning, this is something that's being applied literally today. This is not forward-looking, this is the last 12 months. I'll walk you some really cool examples to make this point very clear to everyone here. 2 examples for you guys, and I tried to mask the website. If you guys are familiar with this website, probably not the target demographic sitting in this room, but if you're familiar with this website, please keep it to yourself. We have NDAs with clients. This client number 1, I'm down to 4 or 5 minutes, so that's why I'm speeding up a little bit. Client number 1, women's fashion. They do, it's a website for teen fashion. It's one of our clients. Luckily, I have a 5- and 6-year-old daughter, so luckily I don't have to worry about them shopping on this site. For those who have slightly older kids, good luck to you guys. This is one of our clients. I don't know if you can see the numbers, but the point of the numbers is that they're big clients. So they revenue about $10 million per month from their website. So just from their website alone, $10 million per month. You could see their website on the right to get an idea of it. I'm going to quiz you guys on some of this data to see how machine learning is actually not only more effective, but the idea of machine learning is it's all automatic. You don't have someone sitting there making manual gut decisions, right? Most businesses for the last decade, century, everything's gut decision. I think this is my customer, this is who I want to bid for. The future is the data will flow in, and machine learning will make this automated decisions for you, and they will be more correct than your gut. That website we just saw, female or male, who is the better customer? Raise of hands who thinks females are the better customers for that website. I got 70%. Male, 10%. Clicker. Cut off a little? No, it's not cut off. The male conversion rate is 1.98%, female is 1.69%. Males actually convert better on that website. So the future is no longer going to be these gut decisions that I have a female business, I think that's why I should be bidding for. It's all going to be data driven, and it's going to be all automated. Your marketing strategy should be automatically bidding higher for the male, even though male is a smaller percent of your demographic. They convert so much higher, they should be paying higher for them. Go really quick. Ages. I don't know if we have enough time to do a raise of hands on all of these. I'm just going to cut to the results. 65 plus is the highest converting age group on their website. And this is tons of data. Take a look how much data we're looking at. We're looking at $67 million of sales. Right? The gut reaction is that on that teen website, my target demographic is teen girls, that's where I should be bidding for it. But that's not what the data shows. And the future is not only this data, but to automatically use this data. 2.33% for 65 plus.
Yeah, but not every time you're doing 2/3 million versus 30.
They're a small sample size, but you should be paying more for those people. That's the idea. You should be automatically paying more for those people. You shouldn't have to think about, oh, let's bid higher for the grandmas. The data should automatically be bidding higher for whatever site converts higher. It shouldn't be a thought. It should not be a thought. It should not be a human decision in this case. It should be data driven and should be machine learning. Don't have a lot of time. One more quick one for you guys. Car part websites, they sell exhausts. Same idea, male with female. Female actually converts almost twice higher here. Same idea. It's all, and I'll go through the same age thing. Again, 65 plus converts higher. Gut decision would be no, like, we've come across so many clients that literally gut decision, make the wrong decision. And 2020 plus is not going to be the decade of gut decisions. It's going to be the decade of data, machine learning, and automation. All of your marketing should be automatically flowing in. And as I'm almost out of time, I'll leave you with the final slide. So this is a confidential slide from Google. I have a minute, but take a quick 30 seconds. This is a slide that they show in their digital advertising department to all onboarding staff, no matter the level, junior, senior, executive. Literally, Google believes that machine learning will transform every business, online and offline. It'll transform how decisions are made, how processes can improve, and how new boundaries are broken. Again, as I'm out of time, as you guys are here on the first day of NamesCon, the idea again is not as to really teach you anything, but to get you guys thinking about how far we really come, right? From the 1980s, 1990s, having a computer upstairs that's not connected to the internet, to the mobile world we've been living in the last 5-10 years, to really what's coming next. So thank you again for your time. I have some business cards on stage if you want to grab them. I'm here all week. I think I have roundtables also tomorrow, so if anyone wants to chat about any of this, I live and breathe this stuff as I've had for the past decade, so I'm always available, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for warning us about our new robot overlords. Thanks, Alex. I'll grab the